Hi, this is cybersecurity expert Reginald Andre, and today I'm going to be talking about the 4 key trends that you should expect to see in 2021 as it relates to cybersecurity. The first thing that you're going to be seeing more is that there are going to be way more privacy laws when it comes to consumers' data. For example, California recently passed in November California Consumer Privacy Act, which is the CCPA. And in short, what that says is that if you're collecting one of your clients' information, you have to be responsible in protecting that data. And if you get hacked, you can be sued. For example, Dickey's Barbecue, Target, they got hacked, and there's now class action lawsuits, or there have been class action lawsuits against them, where the consumers are going after them because they did not keep their data safe. So you're going to start to see more legislation, you're going to start to see more laws from governments where they're going to say if you're collecting information from your customers and you get hacked, and now your customers have to now do credit monitoring, they may have to cancel credit cards, they may get fraud, their credit score may go down, you are now responsible for that. Before, for example, in some states, if a company got hacked, they didn't have to tell you. They could just kind of sweep it under the rug, fix the issue to make sure they don't get hacked again, and that was it. But now with new laws coming out, companies, no matter if they're obviously governments, but companies themselves, no matter how small or how big they are, they have to tell the consumer that their information was accessed and is now being used for bad things. The second thing that you're going to see is that you're going to see less companies asking you for data. The other day, I was at the doctor's office, and I was at one of those MD, where you can basically, it's like an urgent care. And they wanted all of this information that was not even relevant to my son, asking for things like social security number. They wanted to know like the past 3 addresses that we lived in, like all of this that was nothing necessary for a scar, for a fall that he had on his leg. Well, because companies now hold all this information, it's what is called a risk sandwich. And companies now have a big risk sandwich because they're now holding this information, right? And companies now want to make this sandwich smaller and smaller and smaller. So when you start going to stores, you're going to start to see companies not ask you for every single information. If it's not necessary to complete the transaction, they're not going to ask you. So that's a good thing, because you don't want to start giving out unnecessary information, because if that company gets hacked, now the hacker has all of this information that wasn't even relevant to the visit that you were having at your establishment, such as a store, a doctor's office, or etc. The next thing you're going to start to see is that CIOs, or technology experts, cybersecurity experts, they're now going to start to get a seat at the boardroom. Before, and I can tell you because we have about 150 clients, we were the last stopped. So whenever there was a budget, whatever was left, they would be like, all right, and then there's IT. So after they did their office supplies, they did their employee raises, they did all of the other contracts, but IT was never in the forefront. But now you're going to start to see CIOs and technology experts on the table, and you're going to start to see CEOs ask the IT person, hey, what do you need to make sure that we're protected? I don't want to end up on the news. I don't want a class action lawsuit. I don't want to get hacked. I don't want any of these problems. How much money do you need so that way our systems are protected? Which is a great thing, because before, like I said, we were always on the back burner, never thought of, we would propose things and it would get denied, but now security is so important. And the last thing that you're going to start to see is you're going to see ransomware on the rise. In 2020, there was multiple reports and warnings from the FBI that said, hey, look, we're hearing a lot of chatter from hackers. They're going to go after hospitals. Hospitals, update your systems, make sure you're protected. And what happened? Over 50 hospitals in a given 2 or 3 months got hacked. There was even a report where a patient died because the hospital got a ransomware, and because the hospital couldn't function, they had to then transport that person to another hospital that was further, and they died on their way. So then after that, the FBI warned, hey, schools, public school systems, we're hearing chatter that they're coming after you next. And what happened? Hacked. Schools all over the US was getting hacked and getting ransomware. And this is a very luxurious business for these hackers, because when you pay the ransomware, when someone pays that ransomware, it just feeds. The hackers are then going to want to continue. So these are the 4 tips of things that I see, trends that's going to start to happen. So definitely be careful, definitely be prepared, and make sure that your business is protected, so that you can, most importantly, protect your reputation, protect your business, and protect your consumers.